This week might be good. This week, we're getting down to the final wire and all the little stuff's coming together. We got a hood on this thing. We made some more dash pieces out of a fender. And I found some door panels to be able to work with, so you're gonna have to see what we're doing. Stay tuned, guys. First things first, obviously, jack stands. Done. Second, wheels. Pop these suckers off so we can get to our links and our shock, area. Simply like that. Now we investigate. I think we want our shock back here in this general area, but I could be wrong. It makes more sense to be here. Then we also got to get to these links, and this is probably why it was so warbly in our test drive in the last video. And we also got to cut them off because you can see it's rubbing on our bag. And we got to look at this airbag and see if we got any rubbage from the frame, because if it does, then we got to cut the frame. But if there's no rub marks, we're gonna leave it, because we obviously want as much metal for rigidity as possible. We also just don't want too much metal there to rub our bag and cut her open. There's a fine line that we gotta find. Maybe we start with something simple like some sway bar links and bushings. Yeah. Get the motivation going. And then once you got the motivation and you're rolling, then we could start getting into the big stuff like the shock, because that's gonna take some thinking. I don't have my thinking pants on yet. Well, I got the bushing out, and it don't look too good. It looks a lot like a big old gash was taken out of it, so kind of happy we're doing that. Then I also got our shocks out, and I realized, man, I done bought the wrong ones, because these are the ones I got, and they're just, it puts the shock too far away from the control arm and looks too silly, and I can run it on top, but then there's the fuel lines right here, and I don't want to weld that close to fuel, so I think I'm just going to order the other kind of brackets that my buddy has, like these ones, and then I'll do something similar. So instead of worrying about them dang shocks, let's get back to these sway bar bushings and links. Here's the new ones. They're looking pretty good. Put some grease on this sucker, put her back on the car. Let's rock it out. Greased up, slipped on, no problem. I'm gonna leave them loose so I could do the other side, and then I'll tighten them up. But while I'm on this side, I might as well get this sway bar link done. Alright. Alright. Man, these new ones, they're real nice. The nut, it's like, it's got the sleeve for the threads for the bushings to ride on without getting bunched up. Man, that is just too neat. These are some nice ones. Some nice ones. And of course they gotta be red because we got red accents on the car. Man, they look good in there. Get some tightening on them bolts. Man, that look good too. Woo! What is happening? Everything's looking good. We've got good stuff happening. This is the only really rub mark on this side, and that was coming from the bump stock. Great thing is, they just unbolted. Didn't even have to cut them. And I looked in this hole, there's absolutely no rub marks on this side. So this side, it's solid. Now this side, it's got evidence of rub marks, but I don't know if they're fresh or if they're like from mock-up, because I did a lot of up and down when I mocked them up. So if you look on this side, on the inside, you know, I use my finger depth gauge and stuff like that. And this is pretty much, I gotta cut all the way up to this hole and around. And that's like, that's only leaves like 2.5 inches of frame right here. That scares me. Not very solid enough for my liking, so what I'm gonna do is maybe put some paint marker on the bag itself and see if I get rub marks on it, and then we'll address the situation again later. So for now, I'm just gonna put it together, put it back together. That's what I'm saying. Got the front end back together. She's all aired out. She's got the lift on the rear. She looks all cool. Looks drag car stuff right there. She looks good, but it's getting pretty dark. It's like 8:30 at night. It's getting dark. It's getting to be the end of the day. We definitely got some good stuff done and looked at some stuff, and I'm a lot less nervous about taking this thing. A little sad about the shocks. I wanted to get to that this video, but we'll just gear toward other stuff that we need to get done. Maybe like working on door panels, and I know these headlights got some wiring to do, and the hood we need to get on. So there's plenty to do still tomorrow. Still plenty of goodies to get done. Beautiful morning, and we're back on the Caprice, you know it. So I figured, let's get on these headlights. We gotta get the mind rolling, and the headlights, they gotta come out, that's what I'm saying. So I already unbolted them, except for the one screw I need. It simply gotta come out because we got some wires to deal with, some wires. And I think I'm just gonna wire them together. Maybe these just on the park lights. But I think these are the park lights too. I don't think these are turn signals. These are the turn signals. So I think if I just take all these together, whoop, and put them on the wire that's supposed to go for this light, which, let's get back there. See, we're in here. So now I think we just tap into this wire, because I'm pretty sure this is the one for that light. Put these and these all together. We'll do the same on the other side, and they should light up. So we get these cool little 3 LEDs, and then our nice new park light. Which I gotta get that same color bulb for in here so they look good. That clear looks a little silly. These headlights are giving me a run for my money. This was supposed to be a simple task, but it's all coming around in full circle because it's all my fault. So I got my meter out and I'm flipping the switch, and man, this is the park light. It's exactly what used to go there, but I now have a different size bulb, so I need to switch them for these wires, as I was explaining. I couldn't get power there. I'm like, what the heck is happening? So I'm searching and I'm looking in here, and I look in here, and on this side we have this big ugly wire here. It is ugly, and I mean it goes all the way up in here. And my man, so I chased it. It's right here, and I just hooked it up to these, gave her some juices, and we finally got the lights I'm looking for. And the little dinger saying, your headlights are on, your headlights are on. So I ripped that wire out in the mix of doing this dashboard or the floor or something, because I was, man, that's an ugly wire. So I don't need that. It is ugly, so I might rerun it. I might leave it because I'm such a tight schedule. But now I know I could just continue wiring in my headlights. I just won't be able to see them today because I'm gonna have to wait till I take this dashboard apart so I can get back to the back of the switch to hook it back up. So now I'm rerouting. I'm just gonna finish up that and wait for that later. and keep going on our list. Because there's a lot to do. And I feel like I should have already been done with this one. Whole lot of finagling and finagling, and we finally got some goodies. So check this out. This is my temporary wire that I'm still using. If I plug her on to power, check her out. We got the side lights, the inner, we got the inner, and then we got the side and the LEDs on both sides. It's looking that good. I ended up having to like redo all the wiring on these headlights because everything was messed up. But that's no big deal. I got it fixed. So before I could put the headlights in, I'm waiting for these puppies to dry up because I gave her a good coat of spray paint. And they fill in the gap below the tail light or the headlight. I don't know why I keep calling them tail light. You don't want that gapperoonie in there. So while I wait on that, I jumped in here and I got my cardboard out because I need to make caps for the end. So I stuffed this in there and then banged on this edge with my electrical hammer. And I ended up with this shape right here. So now I gotta turn this into metal, this little piece, and put some edges on it so I can screw into it and leave it in there and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Perfect. Found the old fender from the Caprice here, transferred my cardboard onto the metal, and then I'm gonna leave like a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 around this line to give me some meat so I can fold over, like I said, create some edges to screw onto. But man, I was actually surprised I got both pieces out of one chunk. Nothing like repurposing. We got our pieces cut out and we got them folded up. The D stands for driver, not dickhead. So let's give her a test fit. Kind of tricky to get in here with one hand. Dang. Dang. That finishes off that dash, no problem. Put a screw right there, and then one right there, and one right there. She done. Put some vinyl on it. Put some vinyl on the bottom side, I'm thinking, and then paint the top. Mwah! So I'm saying, do some door panel stuff. We're killing it, man. I'm digging it. All these little things that I've not been wanting to do, I'm finally getting done. We're getting somewhere. We got 3 things off our list today. Well, we're almost done with the headlights. We're still waiting on those things to dry. It's so rainy and humidity today. Man. Anyway, this is our list. We got the hood. We got it on. We got the dash ends made. Headlights are wired. They just need to be bolted. Man, that's 3 things. If we can achieve that like every day, we're gonna make it to Power Tour with ease, man. I'm excited. We still got lots to do, and I mean lots, so I don't need to be counting no chickens now. Went ahead and got the front end wrapped up, so it's looking just wonderful. The only thing we're missing is an emblem. I had to order one, it's on the way. Might just make it just in time before Power Tour. So the next thing we gotta do, my biggest task is these door panels. And I did get some new ones because they're better-ish. You know, we do have some issues. We do have some issues. We got some missing chunks there, but I'm sure I can figure something out. I got some broken pieces here, but I brought something to fix that and melt them all together and put some rigidity back in it. So we're gonna try doing that, and then we're gonna cover it up. I got some cool vinyl I was showing you right here. We got some black and some maroon. This maroon's like burgundy, whatever you want to call it. It's like the same color as the seats. So we're just gonna glue that on there and make it look just wonderful is what I'm saying. But that's my biggest task, minus all the electrical, because these have different switches in them than that car. So I might have to cut all this wiring and redo it, but it's already all ugly. If you couldn't tell about all this electrical tape in here and wires that are, what's that for, you know? You're like, what is happening in here? So, look at that. Every one of these is taped together. So, it's not like I'm doing it my charm. I'm probably gonna be saving it. So yeah, that's our next biggest task. So I think I'm just gonna focus on playing with this door panel for a minute. We brought our door panel over to a new work surface because it's a mess over there. You know, when you got so much space, we utilize it all. So here's my new goodies. Here's a little gun, the welding for the plastic welder. Here's all the little goodies to melt it all together. We got all sorts of goodies. Little cutters. We got another little iron. Smooth out some plastic and stuff. A screwdriver to change the tips, and a knife. All the goodies we're gonna need is what I'm saying. But this is what I want to play with the most, because I've always seen these and I'm like, man, I gotta try that. And they're actually not too expensive. Let's try these wave ones first, because there's the most of them. We could waste as much as possible. Yeah, sounds good. We got one loaded up in there. Grandpa's got a little holdy pieces, you know, to make it easier on us. So nothing to it but to do it at this point. Let's try and get this gun in there somewhere. Right there, go for it. It's happening, it's happening. I'm gonna stop. Oh no, it wasn't ready.
Don't pull out.
Let it cool. Let it cool. Stay. Stay, come out. Oh, it worked. It frickin' worked. Man, that gets me excited. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Give me another, give me another, give me another. See what we can do.
That's perfect stuff.
A little more? Sure. Stay. Stay. Pulling off. Oh, yes. Dude, this is too cool. One more in the middle. Dude, this thing is too freaking cool. Grandpa and I got to talking, and we're like, man, it'd be easy if we just take this top piece off, because that's one of the pieces we're gonna wrap a different color, or the burgundy, and the rest will be black. So let's just separate it. So I done drilled all the holes, and it's coming apart. So I got 2 staples, and I gotta get this flat piece off because I need to weld that back on here. Man, it's too easy. Now we got this little welders, and we can just weld new wires to hold the sucker on. Maybe some epoxy too. Good job. Getting pretty far. I got little staple markies everywhere. Little stitchies. The only part I gotta continue here is the rest of these pieces. I got 1, 2, 3 more, and I go 1, 2, 3. And we'll just keep doing what we've been doing here. Stitching, stitching. Got the top part separated to make that easy to swap-a-rooney. Yeah. Done clipped off the things. Man, looks good. But I'm running out of time this week. So unfortunately, with running out of time, I gotta wrap this video up. But if you wanna see these things, these door panels get recovered and looking all cool and go back in this Caprice, you're gonna have to subscribe, like this video, comment, come back next week. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you.